Rosy welcome to the world of CTB. My dear learners, how are you? Hope you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. This is Muhammad Shamsul Arafin, Senior Lecturer in English, Cambrian College, Campus 2. Today we are going to discuss on a very contemporary issue, a very important topic which has gained importance not only in Bangladesh but also throughout the world. It is the name of fear not only to the people of Bangladesh but also the people all over the world. Can you guess what the topic is? I think you have got the point. The topic is the Quake and Quake, and it is in Unit 7, Lesson 5. Before going through the text lines, you have to keep in mind some important facts. First of all, you have to bear in mind that in the text lines, you will have some red marked words, which will be explained in the later slides. You also find that some lines are underlined. From these underlined sentences, we will have the summary. So, when we go through the text, look at the underlined words or sentences, at the same time underlined or red marked words. So, now we are going to discuss on the text lines. Here are the text lines. Before going through the text lines, we have some pictures before our eyes. In the first picture, we have some collapsed buildings. In the second and third pictures, we will also have two pictures where we find the horrible picture. This passage has a dramatic start. The writer has started the passage with a question. In a sense, the author or the writer has started the passage with a question marked sentences. How safe will the buildings be in the event of an earthquake? Experts give no straight answer to this question, but call for taking adequate precautions to minimize losses. That Bangladesh lies in the active earthquake zone is not unknown to Bangladeshis. Alarmed by the recurrence of quakes during recent years, experts have called for the development of an earthquake-resistant building code that all buildings should follow mandatory. So, my dear learners, you have already noticed that some sentences are underlined and some words are red colored. The red colored words will be explained later on, and the underlined sentences of the three slides are brought together to make summary. So, look at these marks very carefully. Now, we are going to next slides. There are two schools regarding earthquakes. One school comprising of engineers and geologists is of the view that the recurrence of quakes in recent years should be taken as a signal for a major earthquake. Another school comprising of similar categories of experts, however, believes that the concern should not be amplified, because although there are a number of fault lines in the geographical area comprising Bangladesh, none of them is active enough to pose a major threat. Now, in the last slides, we will have some more important lines. Yet, none of the schools rules out the possibility of a major earthquake and the dangers that might be associated with it. The Rajdhani Unnayan Kortripokho, in bracket Rajuk, responsible for a planned development of the city, believes that an earthquake-resistant building code should be developed to reduce the losses. So, some words are red colored. These words will be explained as word meaning. Here are some slides explaining the meaning of the words. In this particular slide, we have two pictures. and in these two pictures there are cracks on the earth to make you understand the fact that earthquake is happening here. The definition is earthquake is a violent shaking, again violent shaking of the ground, sometimes causing great destruction. If the shake is mild, the destruction may be or might be very little, or if the shake is of high type, the destruction will be serious. So, the definition has been given in this way. Again, fault lines. Fault lines have also become an important issue in this passage. Now, I am going to discuss about these fault lines. My dear learners, in these two pictures, you have been shown that, look at the cursor. So, the lines are not in the same way. Here diversion, here the water is following in the wrong way. So, in the next picture you are shown a crack. So, fault lines have already drawn our attention. We can define fault lines in this way. Fault lines mean structural defects of the ground. Point to be noted, structural defects of the ground. At the time of shaking of the ground, the land sometimes break in some places. These lines of breaks are called fault lines. Those areas which are in the fault lines will become the victim of earthquake. Those areas which are devoid of fault lines will not face earthquake or will not face the severity of earthquake. So, geographical area is very important. In the next slide, we have some more pictures to make you understand the meaning of the word comprise. In the first picture, we have the combination of so many keys. Keys are brought together or keys are amalgamated together to make a ring. That means these ring consist of so many keys. In the next picture of this slide, we will have a live example, that is America consists of, or we can say comprises 50 states. It will be wrong if we say that America is comprised of 50 states. No need to use of after comprise, but in case of consist we must or we should use of. So, comprise means consist of. Our family consists of 4 members, for example. So, we can say his family consists of 3 members or her family consists of 14 members. In this particular slide, we have 2 symbols from which we can guess what the word will be. Here the word is minimize. These 2 pictures are used to make you understand the word reduce. Minimize is used here to mean reduce. In Bengali, the word signifies a very important issue. When we use the word Bengali komano, in that case we can use the word reduce, or in the same way we can use the word minimize. So, minimize and reduce are the synonymous words. In this particular slide, we have more pictures, in particularly 4 pictures to make you understand the meaning of the 2 words. In the first 2 pictures, we have plenty of fruits which carry symbolic meaning. The fruits are enough and a seller is selling all these fruits. In this passage, we have the use of the word adequate, that means enough. So, I have used these pictures to make you understand enough fruits are sold here by the seller. My dear learners, we have already memorized 3 particular words. In this particular slide, there are 2 pictures to make you understand the meaning of the word amplify. In the first picture, there is an interesting scene. You can notice that one is using a mic to make his companion to understand something, and that companion is putting his fingers on his ears. So, someone is trying to draw someone's attention, and another one is putting his ears to keep himself away from listening to the message. So, the pictures have drawn our attention. Both these pictures are used to mean the word, to make you understand the word amplify. That means increase. To increase is used to mean the word amplify. In the next slide, we will have some more pictures to make you understand the meaning of the two words, two particular words. One is geologist and another one is resistant. In the first two pictures, some people are working on the field or beside the mountain. They are geologists who works with soil, who works on soil. So, the meaning of the word geologist is expert in geology or whose knowledge is confined to geology. This word is used to make us understand a scientist who studies geology. So, a scientist who studies geology is called a geologist. In the next two pictures, we have been shown another word. To make you understand this particular word, you have been shown two pictures. In the first pictures, a man is wearing some protective gloves or clothes or covers so that no bomb explosion can do any harm to him. In the fourth picture, we have been shown a railway line where some people are working so that the railway is unable to move forward because there may be some cracks in the railway lines. If the railway or if the rail moves forward, accident may occur. So, some people are trying to resist the lines of the railway or resist the lines of the rail. So, these two pictures are used to make you understand the meaning of the word resistant. In a particular sense, the meaning of the word is opposing something and trying to stop it happening. Again, I am repeating, opposing something and trying to stop it happening. My dear learners, you have already noticed that we have memorized some words with the help of pictures. If you keep in mind those pictures as well as the words in your mind, I think you will be able to keep in your mind the meaning of those words particularly. Here in this slide, we have 4 more pictures. With the help of those pictures, we will be able, I hope I will be able to make you understand the meaning of these two words. The words are precaution and recurrence. In the first picture, you have been shown the picture of a swimming pool. Here some people are working with the life-saving materials. You have been shown that there are 3 people who are working with life-saving materials so that they do not get drowned in the water. So, they are conscious. In fact, they are conscious in the true sense of the term. In the second picture, you have been shown a sign which is the sign of consciousness. So, here the word is precaution. To make you understand the meaning of the word is prior consciousness. In Bengali, we can say that purbo sochetanata. And in the next 2 pictures in the slide, a single sentence is written that is, I come again. In Bengali, the meaning of this sentence is Ami abar ashi. And in the second picture, you have been shown some interesting things. Dolls are playing and dolls are scattered here and there of the pictures. So, the recurrence of the show of the dolls are available in the picture. So, we can say that the meaning of the word recurrence is to occur again. So, with the help of these 4 pictures, I think we will be able to memorize the meaning of these 2 words in this way, that precaution means prior consciousness. In Bengali, the meaning of the word is purbo sachetanata. And in the second word, we can say that here the word is recurrence, and the synonym of the word is to occur again. In Bengali, we can say that punoray ghota, barbar ghota. We have already memorized so many words. If we can keep those words in our mind, in our memory, we will be able to understand the passage more clearly. In the next slide, we will have the meaning of those words which are red colored in the passage. They have been brought together in a slide. Look at the words. Word meaning: comprise means consist of, to be made of. In Bengali, it is gotito hawa. Minimize, the meaning of the word is to reduce something. Komano, we have a picture of the symbol minus, the symbol of minus sign. So, the meaning of the word is to reduce something. Komano. In Bengali, we can say the word is komano. Adequate, the meaning of this word is sufficient or enough. Enough fruits were available in one picture, and a seller was selling those fruits. Resistant, opposing something and trying to stop it happening. কোনো কিছুর বিরোধিতা করা এবং এটাকে ঘটা থেকে বিরত রাখা, resistant. In shortened way, we can say that প্রতিরোধক, প্রতিরোধকারী. So, the word is resistant and the meaning of the word is opposing something and trying to stop it happening. Amplify, a key word in this passage. The meaning of this word is to increase something in strength, especially sound. We usually use this word. Again, try to memorize the meaning of this word. Amplify, to increase something in strength, especially sound. Next, we have the word precaution, that means prior consciousness. Geologist, expert in geology, a scientist who studies geology, who works with soil or soil related materials. They are called geologists. Recurrence, to occur again. So, we have 8 words in this particular slide. Try to have a look at this slide so that you can memorize the synonyms of these 8 words. Now, try to have a look at the slides where some sentences are underlined. While writing summary, item number 7, you have a habit of copying from the passage directly. Don't do this. I am repeating, don't do this. You will have the capability to make the examiner understand the fact that you are not copying the sentences from the passage directly. You have to be clever while writing summary, and I have done this while writing the summary. So, before writing the summary, go to the slides related to the text lines. After having a look towards those slides, towards those underlined sentences, I will take you back to the world of writing summary. So, have a close look at the underlined sentences. Look at this particular slide. experts give no straight answer to this question. Here are some underlined sentences from the second line of this slide to the end of this slide. So, this particular slide is very important to write the summary. I will take the help of these particular lines to write the summary. So, have a close look at the underlined sentences. In this particular slide, there are no underlined sentences. So, I have dropped this particular slide while writing summary. But from the third slide, which contain the text lines of the book, I have taken the help of this particular slide and I have collected only the last line of this particular slide. Now, these underlined sentences are brought together to write down the summary. Now, look at the summary writing slide. I am reading before you the lines selected for summary writing. Experts are of the opinion that Bangladesh lies in the active earthquake zone. They give no straight answer about the safety of the buildings in Dhaka city in case of an earthquake. Rather, they call for taking adequate precautions. Can you give me some idea about precaution? You have already been given the meaning of this word. Precaution means prior consciousness to minimize losses. These lines means that if you are conscious, the losses due to earthquake may be less. If you are not conscious, the losses due to earthquake will be higher and the destruction may be of serious type. Because of the recurrence of quakes, this means that if earthquake occurs again and again, if earthquake occurs repeatedly, experts have called for the development of an earthquake resistant building code. This code should be followed as mandatory. The summary of this particular slide has been ended with this particular sentence. This code should be followed as mandatory. That means this code should be followed compulsorily. In the next slide, we are going to show you about the way how to write item number 4 or how to answer item number 4. This item can also be available as item number 8. When the question comes in the form of item number 4, we call it listing. When it comes in the shape of flow chart or in the form of box one after another, we call it flow chart. These two are very important because students make a lot of mistakes while answering these particular two items. So, I am going to my next slide to make you understand how to write item number 4. Here again, my dear learners, with the help of some pictures, I think you will be able to answer the question. These two are very critical to answer. I think with the help of these pictures, you will be able to collect some more points on these particular two questions. If it comes in the shape of item number 4, the question might be make a list of 5 points on safety measures to be taken to minimize the losses. In the other sense, make a list of 5 ways or 5 points on safety measures to be taken to reduce the losses. Or if it comes in the shape of item number 8, the question might be based on your reading of the passage, make short notes in each of the boxes, showing safety measures to be taken to minimize the losses. If we can memorize the points, we can use those points both in case of item num 4 or in case of item num 8. So, my dear learners, be attentive. Notice that these two items have their origin in the passage. If you go through the passage very carefully, you will be able, no doubt you will be able, certainly you will be able to answer the two questions, both in case of item num 4 and in case of item num 8. No full sentences is available here. Here we have a look at these particular three pictures. In the first picture, we have been shown that someone keeps his or her eyes open, and in the second picture, someone is trying to draw his attention, or someone is trying to draw others' attention to his voice. And in the third picture, we have some CCTV cameras. So, with the help of these two pictures, we can easily guess what the points might be. Now, try to make a similarity what we have in this slide or you had in your memory. Here are the points. The first point is raising public awareness or to make people conscious, and in the second point we can see that taking adequate precautions, and the third point is adopting safety measures. If we keep our eyes close to those three pictures, these 3 points might be brought out with the help of your imagination or imaginative eyes. In the next slide, we will have some more pictures. In these two pictures, the horrible situation has been shown to you. The buildings are being collapsed because of earthquake, and in the second picture, some people are looking at the collapsed building due to earthquake. So, the point might be, if we are able, if we are capable of living in a safe area, the situation would be better. So, here the point might be avoiding living in active earthquake zone, avoiding living in active earthquake zone. This is a weak point, but you can use it in this particular question, in case of this particular question. And with the help of these two pictures or the next two pictures, another idea evolves, that is receiving a well developed plan of the city. Both in these two pictures, plans have been shown, and in the fourth and in the third pictures, typical plan or two typical plans have been shown to you. So, if the planners are well planned, the losses due to earthquake may be mild, may be less. If the planners are not conscious, if the planners are ignorant, the losses due to earthquake would be of serious type. Can we have a look at the earlier pictures to make us clear about the points related to these particular questions? The first 3 points are raising public awareness, taking adequate precautions, adopting safety measures. Try to memorize these 3 points very clearly. And the fourth one is avoiding living in active earthquake zone, and the last point in this slide is receiving a well developed plan of the city. Dear learners, with the help of these 4 pictures, you have been given 2 points. They are avoiding living in active earthquake zone, and the second point is in this slide is receiving a well-developed plan of the city. So, the planners have to be well planned to reduce the losses due to an earthquake. In the next slide, we will have some more points, for which points I did not use any particular picture. In case of our daily activities or in case of our daily life, we should have the application of law. We should have the application of order, or we should have the application of discipline in our daily life. And these 2 points are developing an earthquake resistant building code, and the last one is following the code as mandatory. If you can keep your mind these particular points which have been shown with the help of some pictures, you will be able definitely to answer the questions nung 4 as well as question nung 8. Now, the points have been brought together in this particular site all together. So, let us have a look at these particular points: raising public awareness, and the second one is taking adequate precautions, third one is adopting safety measures, fourth one is receiving well developed plan of the city, fifth one is avoiding living in active earthquake zone, sixth one is developing an earthquake resistant building code, and the seventh one is following the code as mandatory. If you can keep in your mind those points, you will be able to answer both the question nung 4 or question nung 8. So, try to go through the passage very carefully and keep in your mind the words which have been underlined, or the lines which were underlined, or the words which have been red colored. Keep in your mind all those facts to have a clear idea of the passage. I think you will be able to have a clear idea of the passage with the help of these pictures, with the help of these slides. I think these slides, these pictures will help you to move you further and to make you understand the meaning of the passage and help you to answer the questions related to this passage. So, have a good day and goodbye to all of you from the studio of CTV. Bye. Tata.